For centuries, the Maasai living in the eastern shadow of Mount Kilimanjaro have lived in isolation and prosperity, successfully defending themselves from outside influences. The Maasai developed a sophisticated culture centered around land, vast herds of cattle, and emphasizing the role of each individual within society. They shared the savannas with wild animals, living on the meat of their own cattle. As waves of colonization swept over Africa, foreigners were obsessed with controlling the land and resources. In recent decades, there has been a push to preserve land, but only for wild animals. As a result, the Maasai of Rombo, Kenya were forcibly removed from their traditional lands in the late 20th century to form Sava West Game Park for tourist dollars. The sliver of the group ranch that remained for them was insufficient to sustain their large herds. The result was overgrazing and eventually the mass die-off of their cattle. With the introduction of government schools in the late 1990s, families were eager to enroll their children, believing that formal education for their boys and girls would prepare them to succeed in their new reality. Because Kenyan schools are not free, families sold cattle from their shrinking herds to pay for school fees. Tragically, ensuing multi-year droughts killed nearly the rest of the remaining herds, leaving families unable to pay school fees, as they struggled just to eat. Large numbers of students were forced to drop out of school. In response, the ADEA Foundation, in cooperation with the Pillar of Maasai Development community-based organization, launched the Keep Kids in School +1 initiative. This initiative is returning students to the classroom to complete their studies and earn the graduate certificate required for any government job. Additionally, to prepare these students to successfully enter the new world of employment, students receive 1 year of vocational training and English language, followed by a professional internship. We are currently focusing our efforts on helping high school students return to school. When an older youth has to leave school, he or she is at risk of being forced into an early marriage. Boys are often pressured to look for unskilled and low-paying security work in urban areas, which is far from their families and often dangerous and at times fatal. Students who are sent home feel ashamed and have no hope for the future, which is leading to increased depression and substance abuse. In contrast, our sponsored high school students take part in improving the community as part of the Keep Kids in School +1 program. And after just a few years of support, they will enter the workforce with professional skills and begin to support their families. Our work cannot happen without assistance. The greatest need for our Keep Kids in School initiative is funding. Families are eager for their children to complete school, but paying school fees is no longer possible. Without support through general donations or sponsoring a student, thousands of young people will not complete their education, nor be able to lift their community out of poverty. The Maasai are an extraordinary people, with a unique and vibrant culture. We invite you to join us in restoring hope and dignity for the future of these Maasai students of Rombo, Kenya, and their families before it's too late.